Hey everybody, and welcome back to another game of Ethelor Plays Go. I'm here as Black on Fox, and yeah, let's start another game. I have a little bit shorter time controls this time because I what was it? I don't have quite so much time, so I don't think I want to play a full 20-minute game, but just remove a little bit of time, and it should be all right. So. White started in the way how I wanted to start, and uh, yeah, so let's just play something uh, over here. Interesting. Oh no, but it's not really a mirror, so start. I'm not gonna start freaking out. I guess there's not a lot of development to be had on the bottom, so I'm just gonna play normally. Oh, I should make sure to add coordinates. That's always helpful. Um, White didn't respond to me over here, so I guess I'm just gonna press down and then extend. So I should make sure not to use up too much of my time because uh, there are shorter time controls. But at the same time, I shouldn't exactly rush. So I haven't. It's time to come clean. I haven't played 016 in years, so yeah, it's been a little while. To my understanding, this M17 is not as good as we used to think anymore, but now I have to remember responses and things like that. Um, so I think that what I used to do is just split here, but I think what everybody says to do is to yeah, the general idea is to play this Q17 move, and the idea is that this removes a lot of points from white in the corner. This is actually not some. This is also something that I have. I know this is a Joseki, but I haven't studied it, and I think like playing R16 is meant to be like the trick, so to speak. And if you just play more normally like this, that's meant to be the correct way. And then here I don't quite remember the right way. So I remember there was like a P18 move, but maybe extending to R17? Because I think I remember that black will try to slide. So I wonder if there's like a kick that I should play first and then extend. So I don't quite remember. I don't like playing P7 this P18, the Tiger's Mouth, because white will just play R18. So so I can either kick or I can extend. And if I extend, then once again, white will take this knight's move point, and then I'll have to block, and that's not so great. So I'm just gonna play. Yeah, I think I have to play the kick. And then I'll just yeah, I don't know. That seems okay. Good enough. Who knows? So, normally, like you might treat this group as being kind of weak, but it's not really. So, um, given that white got a better position here, I'm just going to enclose this corner. So I wanted to play more of a Moyo game, but today we have more of a territorial game because white just played everywhere. So no Moyo game for me. I'm not sure about this move, but I guess I'm not sure about any move on the board. What I don't like about territorial games is that there are only big points and there are no like, fighting kind of variations. So I guess I can invade over here. Um, but I think it'll just be starting to fight unnecessarily. I mean, I guess you would expect like, oh, like you can defend and extend perhaps. I guess the main thing is not, as always with Go, not to get too ridiculous. Um, you can bump once, but I think that makes white stronger, and I want to prevent that. This is difficult. It's weird because I used to be a very territorial player. Because I used to be a very Moyo-oriented player, and I used to get very thin, and so I did a more territorial style to never be thin and to never have to like because of my lack of game experience, I meant that I would collapse games very easily. And so playing territorial is meant to counter that. I think I can just Tanuki. I think the main important thing to remember as well is that, um, yeah, the game's still even. There's no reason to be weird. So I wonder how White's going to respond to that move. What I'm planning, what I'd like is if they come through, it's d16. So what you can do is d16, block, extend, and then instead of playing this block at d18, you instead come to c14. And that way you can kind of capture this d13 stone, and then that works. I guess it works relatively well with that side, relatively speaking. Yeah, okay. I'm excited about this. But he didn't do it? That's strange. So what I want to do is I want to take the corner with b17 because that's where I expect he should have played. And the only thing that I'm worried about is the cut. I wonder if I can, but I guess I can just give up those two stones. They're not heavy. There's no reason I should hold on to them. Um, so I imagine you can like play twice and then Tanuki. So that's what I'm going to do. And here, I was going to play twice and then Tanuki, but I don't really think this is a big threat. I wasn't going to do anything to black here, or to white here anyway, so I'm just going to play another big move on the board. So once again, let's just invade this area. But no, let's if I make the same kind of extension that he did here, then this could get really messy. So there's a lot of this shape all over the board, and it's just okay, let's play here. I've lost my patience. Yeah, that's possible. I can play this way. I guess technically that might be a little bit better, but I think it might just be easier to just let white connect. Or, no, that won't work. Yeah, sometimes I play the double Hane and then Atari connect, and then I have nowhere to go with R8. So instead, what you should play is this solid connection and then just take the corner. Yeah, okay, there's a surrounding over here. I can just jump to the center. What about playing over here? This one, this one, this one. So white can make two eyes. So this will remove white's base. That's... I don't think that white should respond that. But let's play this Atari and then jump out here. So now white's been made a lot weaker over here. And black has become stronger, which is also nice. So let's just make sure that this group is relatively strong. This connection here is a bit jank, but I don't think I can do anything about it right away. I can also connect. So peep, connect, poke. Maybe peeps, but I'll just make this outside group a lot weaker, so I'll just jump. Now that I'm a lot stronger here, this K3 move makes a lot more sense. That's really slow. Really slow. So I'm not going to respond to that. I mean, I can go in here for the cut, but I don't think I should do it until I'm like really strong. So let's just play reasonable moves. I think one thing I didn't realize as well is that I can play this M18 cap, and that's also quite annoying. Interesting. So I think I can just play M3, but I have all these stones here, so that would be too sad. So I'm gonna come out instead, and just aim to split. Yeah. And now this M8 move makes more sense. So yeah, you can see how because this group is weak, white doesn't have this time to play M4. Okay, I agree that white can play here, but getting this move is tasty. Really tasty. Like if I get to play R9, white is dead. But because it's white's move now, white might be able to live on the inside with, yeah, just playing some moves. But it makes black stronger, so now I'm starting to consider this cut more. What's the better way to... So here, here... So Hane, cut, Atari. And there might be some stuff over here. So I think just Hane is probably the best. There might still be issues. Say crosscut now. So I can connect solidly or I can extend. If I connect solidly, there's this cut. So I'll just play this way. It kind of plays towards the stronger side. White's not still, maybe not alive yet. Like this R9 move is a big vital point. I can just respond once and R9. So yeah, there might be like an eye in either of these places, but both of them, maybe not. Yeah, okay. So it's looking at this wedge here. So if I play here, well, if I can just cut white off, even if white gets this cut, so I can reduce and get rid of this eye in Sente. So there's no eye here, and then I can just reinforce the group here. What's the best way? You know, I can just... I'm thinking that white has weaknesses here, so if I play this one, then white might start having weaknesses, but let's instead... This is a shape point, the dog's face. So white's starting to look thin on this side as well, and there's no two eyes. Okay, so yeah. So what I'm thinking actually is if I play this way, then extend, extend, extend here, and then just cut, extend, cut. Yeah, so just play here. As long as there's a connection here, then black's a lot stronger than that. I think that's like white's last hope. There's almost nothing else. Maybe like this peep and then make an eye here. Yeah, something like this. But I can just respond this way. One thing that I missed is that if white... Okay. Okay, fine. I was thinking that if white... Okay. Let me think. Just be alive. But what I was thinking is that actually this Atari is double Atari. If you can remember the shape that I was visualizing, which you might not be able to. So I'll play... See, I could play this one and then defend, but then there's an eye here, so I need to prohibit that. White might extend, and then, yeah, exactly. It's understandable. Black has only one eye here. But there are weaknesses. So let's... I mean, first of all, black can just jump out here and just be safe. Second of all, this shape isn't very strong. Yeah, white's just so busy. He can't take care of everything at once. And then I can just take this. So is ladder? No? Let's see. So I can play this one. What I wonder is if this is an eye or not. But yeah, as long as black has liberties, everything is okay. Because yeah, now it's just now like if there's ever a problem, black can just do the capturing race. So now I'm wondering about this cut. Mm, let's just play over here. Right, so let's investigate. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the best way to play was, if I should play p14 or play this one, but I was thinking about p14, then leaving o14 for white is way too good. So, let's see. I think this is just the vital point, because the issue is that these two stones don't have enough liberties. So if white blocks, black can play here, and then these stones are captured. White's just dead. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. I guess there could be this. Could be. Hmm. Just barely lives. It was close though. I made a mistake, I think. Let me see. If I just capture this, white plays here, extend, and then plays here, and that's Atari uncaptured. So I do have to save these stones somehow. So then if I just connect, then capture, and then A, B, me, I to live. If I M16, capture, descend, then L13, and then connect and die. So white's alive. Therefore, I need to find other ways to live. Well, I don't really need other ways to live. I can just play, for instance, I have R12 and Sente. That gives me an eye here. And then if I just keep playing in the center, then I'll either make another eye, or I can probably play S11 to live. Meanwhile, Q10 is not a useful move for white, no matter what. Even if I play here, that doesn't help to make two eyes. So yeah, just keep playing. That already looks like an eye here, so yeah, no attack. And then this is just the biggest point on the board left. I guess there's just like this connection that I can show up, and then there's this invasion here. So it's interesting how we've gone from like this game where there was like no vital points in the opening to having a game where there have been vital points, and so there have been interesting moves to play. So yeah, it's gone from a game that I worry can become quite boring to being quite, a bit exciting. And this group is still weak, so I shouldn't forget about that. But I don't, yeah, I don't want to, yeah, so I'm just going to play, I imagine this is Sente, um, and then just take the side. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but um, yeah, this is what was working for me, I guess. now that this is solid, now I can start playing this move here. I can just make points though. Because black's way ahead, so like if white is just going to press like this, and that's not going to be fast, and white's not making points fast enough. Yeah, and if as long as black plays solidly here as well. Yeah. Okay, so white might have to spend a move to falsify the eye, but then if white does, then I'm going to place S11. Which means white should play S11 right now. I shouldn't have sped up so much. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm just going to play S11 and live. Then maybe there can be Ko here? No Ko, because there's still an eye. And if I play the Ko, then white risks losing. But I don't need to risk it, so I won't. Oh no, wait. Well, another thing to keep in mind as well is that the inside group will eventually run out of liberties as well. So even if Black's not alive, there's still the Liberty race. Uh, yeah, I guess it's a good move. I want to just be safe, but since I reasoned it out, so let's say that there's this Ko, and let's say that I just connect, and white tries. So black doesn't have two eyes, but there's the Liberty race, and so in order to never have to worry about the Liberty race, I'm just gonna play here because as long as these stones are dead, the game is over. Even if white gets an extra move here, there are other moves on the board. Yeah, so that's fine. I'm just gonna play over here now. Yeah, and then I'll take Sente again. Um, Now that I'm alive here, I'm okay to push. And what else? What else is big?
Yoyomi now
These kinds of
starts.
moves. I guess there's this double Sente. One, two, 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 two. Hmm. Maybe a good exchange for black, because now responding is... Let's see now. I should have just played here first, but... You know, the completionist kind of shape. Always want to respond. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I like how they played here.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I wonder. So there's a Ko over here, and I'm sure that there's a Tsuji in here somewhere. This isn't the one.
9,
Also not this.
8, 7.
There's something like this. If I play in here, yeah, and then let's play the Ko over here or something. Interesting. Yeah, no. Okay. But can I make another eye somehow?
Nine, 8.
So let's say I play. So this is not an eye. Oh wait, it is an eye. Alive. Because if I was thinking that J5 would remove this, but if black K6, then that's another eye. Um, so I guess the only chance. Okay, but it's not Sente, so I'm just going to make another eye over here, and that'll be the end of that. I guess this is better. I guess maybe that was bad endgame, but whatever. C5 doesn't work because of D5. Yeah, but that's kind of small, so I'm not going to worry about that. Sente? Yeah. That's quite interesting as well. Sente. Not... Yes, Sente. Oh, that was close. Yeah, and then here. There's nothing. Good attempt, though. Really good attempt. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, in the previous
Yoyomi
game,
now starts.
I was a little bit impressed with the way how my opponent played, but here this is more of what I expect. Like this is really like things that can really work. You know, this is stuff that I still see. I fall for this stuff a lot. I think you can actually see that I fall for this less often than I used to, but yeah, it's still a bad habit. Things I'm learning, gaining experience, that kind of thing. All right, and then play here, and then I can get a nice move over here. I don't know if white even had to respond. And yeah, so let's play this. This kind of playing very quickly in the endgame can be a bit dangerous. Although I think this is the biggest move, I'm going to play here just to be a little bit safer. Yeah, and then maybe something like... Yeah, okay, let's play this move now. Here. There. And here. And there. And then what? Like... I don't know. Play over here. Nice try. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe... Oh. I get the mysterious third eye. And I wish that this I5 was a bigger weakness, but it's not. And even if it's just 1 point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the game's over, almost over at this point.
Nine, 8, 7, 6.
There we go. Sente. Also. And then... Yeah, that's also Sente, I guess. I'm really afraid of like some kind of liberty shortage. I think that's basically the end of the game. Um,
9, 8, 7.
that's not a neutral point though, so I'm not going to play there. So I'm going to ask the count. And there we go. See, can I thank them? No, I don't want to estimate score. I want basic uh, game analysis. Watch. Okay, there were no good things to say on Fox when the game is over. Yeah, I got more coins, and yeah, so I don't think I'll have time to review right now, but because I have to go somewhere. But when I'm back, I guess I'll review the game. All right, so there are a couple of things to learn from this game. I'm not sure if I can remember everything because there were quite a few points that both sides missed, but yeah, otherwise it was a pretty good game. I was wondering if I played this Joseki correctly, and it seems that I responded relatively well. White might also respond here, and then black should play here. So I think the usual mistake is play this one, which is something that I was wary about. But if white plays like this, then this is okay. The only thing is that this group here is a little bit weak, so black can probably come a little bit closer here. But the way how black played is okay. Um, and yeah, I was expecting like something more like this. But yeah, so this is probably a little bit good for black, and then playing here is okay. And then here comes the first big mistake. This isn't Sente. White should just come back and try and get rid of the stone, because these two over here are just simply not that big. So white responding here is a mistake, and then white responding here again, and well, black continuing and white responding is a mistake. So either player should take the opportunity to play there first, but black got to play there first. So white is coming out here, and already black can start playing this move right here. This is, as we saw, it was a big vital point in the game, but it also already helps to give black a little bit of eye shape. So it's a pretty big point for both players to play. So I guess it's when there's a little bit more space here and both sides are unsettled, then these moves start to become quite important. Black can start considering as well, thinking about something like this. This peep isn't so bad either, but yeah, so this is a bit slack. Yeah, the AI can already start considering ways to attack white. But yeah, and then even here as well. So black overall plays just very, very gently surrounding white. And then white wasn't quite sure where the vital point was, and so black got to play it first. And here, black shouldn't necessarily play here. I think the AI just recommended to play here and make, because as we saw in the game, we kind of sensed that the connection between A and B wasn't as strong as we thought it would be. And so, yeah, reinforcing here isn't such a bad idea. If white plays this move, there's not an eye here anyway, so there's no reason for black to rush to play this point. And then, I guess the big issue was that we ended up looking at in the game was this wedge here, and what was going on with that. But once again, white shape here is a little bit thin. So, for instance, if white cuts here, then I think black could even get out of it like this, and then yeah, it just becomes a little bit difficult for white. Yeah, it's just not that easy. So yeah, so we played this way, and then I reinforced here, which is also a little bit slack. So you can see my tendency to play a little bit slack is very, very visible in this game, I think. So here are connected relatively well. So what instead the AI considered was something like this, and then here. I can't quite remember exactly, but yeah, just aiming in this way. So I played this way, and I guess the other big issue that I have is that I know that there was area of Aji here, but I didn't read out exactly how I was going to exploit it. And so here, white had a relatively simple answer. There are all sorts of things that AI plays. So like I think something more like this, and then I can't quite remember all the best responses, but basically, yeah, there's still a lot of weaknesses that black can exploit. And so this is quite gentle, but because black is so ahead, playing like this is basically okay. Because as long as this group is dead, it's just way too many points for black. I could also consider cutting more like this. And I think the thing is that even if, well, there was still this issue here, so so this is still not necessarily alive, and then there's also this weakness here that's building on the outside here. So yeah, there were better ways to cut. I was thinking, I didn't check it with the AI, but I was thinking even maybe something like this might become something like that, and yeah. So anyway, there were other ways to cut. This wasn't necessarily a bad cut. The issue was that I played here. This is the vital point. So if white plays this one, then it's still dead, and this way, yeah, it's still just one eye. So there were this was a really important vital point, but black missed it, and so white got it, and so white was able to live here, which is a little bit good for white. And then basically, even I was thinking like, oh, I guess white should definitely play here, and then come back, and then say something like this. Oh, I guess there's still another eye here, so white has to play here. And that's not a second eye. So, but the issue is still that the inside group here is dead. All these stones, so I'll just call it group A. So as long as black can win the liberty race, which seems feasible, then because black is just so many outside liberties that as long as that's possible, then the game is still belonging to black. But I was able to live, no problem. And yeah, then the game was basically just over at this point. There was nothing much white could do. So here it's just end game, and neither players made any really big mistakes in the end game. Or at least not one that caused, or at least what I should rather say is that they both played so they could maintain whatever points that black already had. So yeah, that's basically the game. It was a little bit more complicated than I thought. And you can definitely see where I'm playing just slack all over the place. I'm just I just not a very aggressive player. So stuff that I need to work on. But as we all know, the only way you can get better is by playing. So yeah, thanks for the review for staying for the review. If you enjoy these videos, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.